best birthday ever. Then he goes down to fix all the damage and replace the mines. Suddenly a drone flies out of the gorge and flies off. In December, Levi puts up a bunch of lights around a tree in the forest to simulate a Christmas tree. He also puts up a sign for Drasa. From then on they start sharing lots of activities together, like making snowmen with each other's names, playing chess, and playing drums made of pots. On February 14th, Levi sees Drasa crying in front of a family picture. He asks why she didn't go on patrol earlier, and she tells him she's been having a hard day, so she wishes he could be there with her. Using all the tools from the armory, Levi builds a special contraption and shoots a rocket across the gorge, which gets stuck on a tree. It also starts a fire, but Drasa runs to put it off and notices there's a rope attached to the rocket. She ties the rope firmly to the tree before running back to the tower, where she sees Levi asking her to dinner. Then Levi slides down the rope to cross the gorge, only to get stuck midway. Luckily he's wearing gloves, so he uses his hands to grab the rope and keep on moving. Soon he makes it to Drasa's tower and gives her flowers. She points out he stinks because of all the exercise he just did, so Levi agrees to take a shower. While he's washing, Drasa takes his uniform and leaves some nice clothes from a previous occupant. During dinner they discuss their experiences as mercenaries and what this kind of job does to their minds. Then they share a dance and end up doing the dirty. In the morning, Levi begins sliding on the rope to return to his tower. His wall and hit a mine, causing a huge explosion that cuts the rope. Levi begins falling and immediately opens his parachute while Drasa rushes to her armory to grab a bunch of weapons and a parachute of her own. She jumps into the gorge and after a few miles of falling, she lands right into a river. On the surface, her parachute gets stuck on a rock, so Drasa has to cut it off. The current immediately begins pushing her and her body hits a rock, causing her to accidentally drop the auto ascender. The river is still pushing Drasa, so she grabs onto some tree roots to reach land. Meanwhile, Levi is unconscious and hanging off a tree. Suddenly a branch starts moving, revealing it's a monster. When it gets close to Levi, he wakes up and begins shooting at it while untangling the ropes from the tree. He falls to the ground and lands on what appears to be mud, but the adhesive substance begins moving because it's actually the mouth of another monster. The substance traps Levi as the mouth slowly starts to close. Thankfully, Drasa heard the gunshots and arrives to open fire at the creature, rescuing Levi just in time. After Drasa gets the substance off Levi's body with a knife, the duo starts making their way to the wall to find the rope. Suddenly they hear screeching before two hollow men appear on horses that also look like trees. The riders keep attacking Levi and Drasa with swords, and one of them even jumps off the horse to jump on Drasa. She stabs it in the neck with a knife to make him fall and then shoots it in the face. The other rider takes Levi's gun using a whip, so he takes out his gun to shoot both the horse and the rider, killing them in seconds. Afterward, Drasa checks her bag and discovers the auto ascender fell in the river. Since the walls are too high for them to climb, they're stuck there. She thinks they should follow the river because it has to drain out somewhere. Levi takes a closer look at the creature he killed and discovers a very old military uniform. This means Hollow Men are the Lost Horseback Battalions from the story. The duo keeps moving through the forest, finding hundreds of skeletons on the way. Eventually they find an abandoned town where all the buildings are covered by mutated plants. There's also damage on the ground from an earthquake. They can hear screeching indicating more monsters are coming, so the duo decides to hide inside a church, where they find skeletons on the seats. Levi can smell cyanide, which means these people self-deleted because they couldn't stand living in this place anymore. Suddenly they hear a noise and Drasa looks up to find a huge spider that jumps to attack her. She immediately pushes it off and falls to the ground, where she sees another spider coming. As she stabs it, two more spiders attack Levi, who quickly shoots them. Soon lots of spiders surround them and both soldiers keep on firing to kill as many as possible. Drasa runs out of bullets, so Levi rescues her while she reloads. They start heading toward the door, but at that moment some hollow men burst in. Now the soldiers have to divide their attention between shooting. Drasa begins pounding a creature's head on a table and throws it off, so the spiders start climbing on it too. Levi also has to fight a few creatures up close, and after some struggle he manages to shoot them down. Then Drasa shoots a grenade at the back wall to make a huge hole that allows them to escape. Levi and Drasa run through the forest, but they can still hear creatures screeching in the distance. Since they're too exposed here, they decide to go closer to the wall. They find an old door and get inside to discover a facility that was overtaken by the plants too. Deeper inside they learn this used to be a military lab. There are skeletons and a generator that Drasa turns on. Levi finds a tape, so they play it on